we talked about Lawwell and the finances. This is one of the times that, let's say, okay, 30 grand a week, that's 52 weeks, that's 1.5 million. Okay, let's say you gave him the same money, another 1.5 million for another 2 years. Okay, you are at that point in time over, you ready? You're almost $10 million, £10 million, £10 million ahead of where you would have been 2 years later. Because to bring someone in to keep him around till he's 30, 31, let's say you give him another 2 year deal and you're giving him the same money for a million for 30 grand a week. Okay,
Yeah.
you're talking about 1.5 million, 1.5 million, that's 3 million. To get someone at his level today is going to be to get someone. He's a $5.5 million a million pound transfer. To bring someone in, you're talking about another 5, 6, 7 million,
Hmm.
and then you're gonna have to then you hope you get something for him. Another one of those. Is it going to rain on my seeds so I can so I can go ahead and harvest them again? So at least at this point in time, you're getting a known quantity for 3 million pounds. Okay, instead of spending another 8 or 9 million to bring in someone due to inflation that's going to be the same quality as him, and then pay him another 30, 35 grand a week. So you know what I mean? You're saving 8 million. That's one of the things that I don't understand. You have the player, keep him for an extra year. You're not going to sell him. He's not someone you're buying to speculate to sell. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I've said already that I really want to keep Commons, and like I just think that we've had such a problem in the last few years of being able to bring quality into the club that you keep the guys that have been consistent for you. And some of the most consistent players we've had over the last few years have definitely been Commons, Lustig, and Brown. We've given the money to Lustig to keep him at the club. Hopefully we can keep Commons, and hopefully we can keep Brown. Okay, moving on. Thursday, day of the referendum, we played Salzburg away from home. 2-2 draw. Normally that would be considered a fairly good result away from home. Dr. J, what are your thoughts?
I would agree with that. I mean, was I excited to take the lead? Yes. Was I excited for the tying goal once again off of FA and dear God, off of FA again? How many times are we gonna? Is he gonna touch the ball? It's gonna end up in our goal. Um, and then to take the lead again on the deflection. I mean, that's only fair. But the goal for Salzburg, that free kick was. I mean, you can't deny it. It was good. For me, man of the match had to be Gordon. He played unbelievable once again, proving that I guess the club was right to go ahead and move on. Forster take the money and put him in the goals in between the sticks. So I mean, what are you gonna do? The problem that I have that we look at the game is that FA again gives us no width. He gives us no movement down the right side. We're just through the middle or up the left hand side, and that is it. And they could focus on that left side of our attacking midfield and just basically stymie us. I mean, just I don't want to belabor. I mean, a point's good, but even moving on to the game against Motherwell, it's the same exact thing. It almost looked like schoolboys out there knowing that they had to pick 11 people. The 10 good players got stuck with the kid nobody wants, and they played amongst themselves. And they never passed the ball to Effie on the right side. Even
Yeah.
at the end of the game, he's holding the ball. We've got 8, 10 seconds left, and he's holding the ball, looking around like what to do with it. He's a professional. He should know what to do. And the whole idea of he's doing what he should be doing, he's in the right place because he plays there for Nigeria, is total crap. And the reason why that is because he plays right back at Nigeria, 4 or 5 times a year? And that
Yes.
gives him the ability to be our right back that we don't even play the same way as Nigeria. So, I mean, I don't know what we have to do. I mean, the other day you said, let's go ahead and raise money and buy a skip and put it in front of Celtic Park so we can put like Bo Richter in there. Remember that?
Yeah.
I say we change that. I say what happens is we buy Johns Hopkins Medical Center and put it in Glasgow so that, so that we can put Lustig, Matthews, Forrest, and Darnell Fisher in there and say, just work on these 4 players so they don't break down again. So we could go ahead and find a place for FA to do something. I don't know, where he can hang out with Bo Richter in the in the clubhouse before the game, in the changing room, whatever, and hand out water, whatever. But find something else for this guy to do because he is absolutely just killing me.
Yeah, I think a couple of things there. Quick points. anyone suggesting, oh, he plays there for Nigeria, therefore that'll do us fine. I think we all know that, firstly, international football is a really different kettle of fish than club football in Scotland. I mean, Charlie Mulgrew, I've seen have had good games for the Scottish national team at left back. I wouldn't really fancy him as a left back at Celtic. I just don't really see him playing there. Also, I wouldn't really look to Nigeria as a benchmark for defending, because the Nigerian defence in the World Cup was an absolute shambles. In the history of Nigeria over the last 20 years have been known as a relatively attractive attacking team with just the worst defence possible. Yeah. I think it was Harper on the Homeboys probably brought this up when they were talking about it. I think that you can break it down to two things here. There's criticism of his performance, and there's criticism of his selection. Criticism of his squad selection at right back right now is just completely stupid, on the basis that we don't have anyone else at present to play that position because two guys are injured. We know fine well he's not. If Lustig's back and Matthews back, Efe Ambrose isn't going to be playing right back. Ronnie Deila would have to be out of his mind to make that decision, and it's just not happening. I think we can take some small consolation in the fact that we know that this is the third string right back we have, and if our complaint at the moment is our third string right back not performing, I think we should be more looking to the fact that we can't support our strikers at the minute as our main problem, and just like chalk Ambrose down to just being a relatively poor player playing out of position, and it just doesn't suit him, and it's never going to be our first choice. But yeah, I think we mentioned on the show before, I think his time's done at Celtic. He's now at the stage where he's a stopgap right back. Matthews ahead of him, Lustig ahead of him. If Darnell Fisher was fit, is Darnell Fisher fit or?
I heard he's just coming back from surgery now.
Right, okay.
That's what I've read recently.
I would play all three of those guys ahead of them, so I'd probably say he's a fourth string right back at the club right now. The only other alternatives at the moment I can think of would be to play Scott Brown at right back. Don't fancy that at all, to be honest with you.
Well, let me ask you this: do you, knowing what you just said, do you trust Deila to actually sit Ambrose when those other three become available?
Yeah, I think he'll be dropped in a second. I think he'll be dropped like a hot die, to be honest with you. People have mentioned things like, oh, let's move Izzy to left back and play Mulgrew left back. I think that weakens you in two departments there. So I think that's an even worse idea. I think what you do is this guy is a stopgap until three other players become available to us, and we'll go back to plan A, plan B, plan C, and plan D. Poor old Efe. I just can't see any place for him at Celtic at the moment. I just mentioned in the past, maybe give him a run out as defensive midfield. Don't think he can do much worse than what Kyle's doing at the moment, to be honest with you, when he's getting played there. But I can't see that happening either, to be honest with you. So I think it is curtains for Efe. Don't really wish any harm on the guy. Wish him the best of luck, but I think he'll probably be heading on at the end of the season, to be honest. I think we'll keep him. I don't think we'll sell him in Christmas. I think we will keep him for the rest of the season, but I just can't see any place for him. So what were your other thoughts with Salzburg there? I mean, I think the goals that they lost. Disappointed in the first one. The second one, it was a storming free kick. I think Gordon was also unlucky because the way it went over the wall, it went just over the wall and got just down over the wall at the last minute. So it's very, very close for him. So it's one of those ones for the goalkeeper. It's very difficult to decide or to pick up on.
I mean, listen. There are times when you go, "Damn, that was good," and that was one of the goals.
Yeah, I think you got to hold your hands up. I would have rather have lost that goal than just losing a goal from a corner or another breakdown or getting a man sent
off the FA's head.
Yeah, another one of those. But yeah, no, I mean, I think our goals came from absolutely nowhere, to be honest with you.
I tell you what, if you had to give a 0 to 10 being the best for Wakasa's goal, what would you say that was for technique and finishing?
The way he took it, I think he done well with it. I mean, it's not like a beautiful goal. It wasn't like you'll never see that on goal of the month. It's not an attractive goal, but it's a very, very effective goal. That's what I think. So I'd be giving him like about an 8 out of 10 for that.
Yeah, I thought for first time left foot, your debut, first 30 minutes of the match, I'm impressed.
Yeah, we'll get back to him later on because I quite like Wakaso, so we'll maybe have a chat about him. But like, what else? I mean, did Tonev play in that game?
He did. He came on.
Yes.
He came on as a sub late in the second half.
I think, to be honest with you, if you offered me 2-2 at the start of the game, I'd have bit your hand off for it.
Oh,
that'd be fine.
Away.
Totally. I'm just in both of these games, we'll move on to talk about the Motherwell game now. My main problem with our performances has been I don't really see goals coming. I don't think it's Guidetti's fault. I don't think it's Kapovic's fault. I think there's no support from him. We're not getting him the ball. We're not really, both big guys, we're not really crossing the ball with any real accuracy or consistency. I also don't think we're supporting him at all. And when we're going forward, there just seems to be like this gaping hole in and around the box. And tell you what, Stokes today was playing, and I'm not a huge Stokes fan, but I thought, well, maybe he can support in that role, and this will be his position. I thought I'm actually losing patience with Stokes.
Well, here's the thing. You remember, you're asking to play on 2/3 of the pitch because you have no width down the right side. You just don't. How many times did we get balls in from the right today?
Yeah, that's true.
Once or twice.
Well, to be honest with you, at the start of the game, right, one thing that should be said about today's game against Motherwell is, for those watching in the UK, the Celtic TV stream actually went down pretty much globally because apparently someone tried to hack into the Celtic website.
Now, I don't know what is up with that. My feed worked fine here in Myrtle Beach the entire game.
I'm not tech savvy on this, but I couldn't watch it on Celtic TV. Someone on Twitter put a shout out and they gave me a link, so props to them. Totally can't remember who it was, but thank you very much. I managed to watch the Celtic TV stream on like some dodgy channel, so I don't know how it would work for some people and some not. If the site's been hacked, maybe one of their servers or something. I don't know.
It could be. They could have multiple servers around.
Yeah, just absolutely no idea. But I missed most of the first half, a portion of the second of it. But from what my initial thought was when I saw Tonev on the left, it was he started to cut in as he was overlapping him, and then they were linking up quite well together. And I thought, hold on a minute, we're onto something. Then missed obviously the rest of the first half. Tonev got taken off. It just kind of seemed to die away a little bit. And like you're saying, absolutely no width on the right hand side. Were you happy seeing Guidetti starting?
I was, but here's the problem. The reason why you couldn't get those two to link up between Tonev and Guidetti is this. Today, Celtic played just like Barcelona. They played this ticky-tacky move. The only difference was if Barcelona was playing at full speed, we were doing it as a walkthrough in practice.
Yeah.
It was so slow. You can't. The problem, and as much as I want to, take Ambrose and put him on the next train to anywhere. The issue that we have is that Jesus Christ. I mean, you can't play Baton and Kyle together. There's no urgency. Nothing. They walked the ball up as if they're going to pick up a golf ball on the green so they can clean it and replace it and putt the ball.
They're very, very sluggish together today. I felt that, however, I will give props to Baton in respects there. He or someone else lost the ball in the final third of the Motherwell half.
Yes.
He tracked the guy back.
All the way back. Baton, yep.
Chasing him back. I was like, he's going to bring him down here. He's going to get booked.
Won the ball.
He won the ball clean, and I think 6 months ago, he would have clipped his heels and had him down.
And not only did he do that, if you remember the rest of the play, he turns around, comes back up a quarter of the pitch, and plays Guidetti through and almost made the pass.
Yeah, that's a step in the right direction anyway from the guy.
That was Guidetti, a step away from Guidetti, yep. He almost made that pass. He ran all the way back 60 yards, cut him off, took the ball, took 10, 15 steps, and then bam, and he had probably a 30-yard pass. And it was, that was a great pass. I mean, that was good. I mean, that's good. The issue is you put him and Kyle together, there's just no urgency. And, and if you're not going to have that urgency, you're going to play against Motherwell, they're going to park the bus.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. They basically put Hadrian's Wall across the 18. And then, I mean, obviously when you shoot the ball and 8 times out of 10, you shoot it directly at the goalkeeper. You make the goalkeeper look like a world beater. So, I mean, whatever, it happened.
Okay, let's analyze our technically midfield 5.
Hey, listen, before you do that, let me ask you this. Yeah. Real quick. The comment on Celtic TV afterwards was this. Are you, and I want to get your opinion on this, on the fans' comments about losing. Are you, do you think that do you get mad looking at people being upset about losing? Or do you believe the comments, because this is a 3-pronged question, or do you believe the comments that we don't have the right to win every game, or do you think that that comment's coming way too often nowadays?
I won't get mad about people. I won't get mad about people complaining